All right, you're tuned into MMA Canada and very excited to be talking to an individual competing on September 13th as part of BTC 32. It is the Battle of Lundy's Lane, and we have Avinash Chowtee taking on Blake Oswald. And great having Blake back on the MMA Canada platform today. How are you doing, man? You having a solid day? Looks like you're getting in some work there.
Yeah, no, I'm just watching UFC actually. We got at the gym, we got the TV set up on the wall there. So, yeah, just watching some UFC in the afternoon and then we got a fight night tonight, so coaching some fights and watch the other boys compete.
Yeah, for sure. I was worried I was cutting into the UFC time potentially when we had kind of, I guess, arranged this whole thing and stuff like that. So good that you can kind of get both in a little bit. Best of both worlds, it sounds like.
Yeah, no worries at all, man. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, no, it's always good getting to chop it up, man. But yeah, great fight coming up here and everything like that, making your, first BTC appearance in a little while and, hunt for that third pro victory and stuff like that. And just, it's a cool thing because I feel like this, makes a great deal of sense seeing you in BTC just because you're like a Lindsay based fighter and stuff like that. Like, how does it feel, I guess, readying to fight in the, BTC cage and stuff like that? I feel like they've been doing great stuff for the Ontario MMA scene and everything like that.
Yeah, they've been doing great things, getting the amateur scene going as well, and super excited. Those guys are great guys. Woodrow, all them. I've talked to them, chatted with them many times, had lots of other boys fight on their cards, and they always put on a good show. They've been around a long time, very well known organization. So it's nice. Yeah, it's good to get in with them.
And it's cool you mentioned the, I guess efforts they've been doing in the amateur scene because I saw you cornered Lincoln Mullins recently at the BTC 31 Oshawa show and everything like that, and just getting the dub there and everything of that persuasion. How's it, I guess, just to be in that corner kind of role and stuff like that, just like shaping the young fighters as they go along on their journeys and everything?
It's a privilege for guys to ask you to be in their corner, right? We all know that like that comes with a lot of responsibility. So it's great. We had actually six guys from Rebel Alliance fight that night. We had Keegan, Lincoln, Jeff, Sid, Dylan, and Liam all fight that night. So their uh, their camp went into my camp as well, and it all helped out.
Yeah, no, we love to see it and everything like that. It's just such a great culture that you guys have there and whatnot. Like it seems like the Rebel Alliance guys really stick tight together. And I guess as new people kind of come into the collective, the younger amateurs, it seems like they're pretty wholeheartedly embraced within that as well. So just love to see that.
Yeah, it's all just continuously growing, right? That's what you want from it, and that's what we got going on. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And I guess as far as the, I guess, opponent announcement here, like what were your thoughts when Avinash was kind of, put out to you as your upcoming opponent and everything like that? Like in terms of, I guess, what your prior knowledge was of that individual before.
It's a great matchup. I think I see a lot of holes in his game. A great matchup for me. I've only fought uh, tough guys. When you look at my record, my two losses are Abdel, he's on a tear, he's 8-0, and then Popovic, who is a top prospect in Canada as well. So it's a great matchup. I like the matchup. He's fought tough guys too. His record doesn't show for what he's done, that's for sure, and who he's fought. But we respect it, and we're coming in ready.
Yeah, and you kind of touched on it there, the Abdelaziz fight you had there last time out at FLA 18, and in kind of that small binary of a win or a loss didn't pan out for you necessarily, but I would think there'd be some takeaways from a fight like that all the same. Like, what did you, I guess, glean from that performance there in February?
Stick to my weight class. Main thing, 150 and 145 just isn't for me. I feel a lot better when I am able to eat and be energized and full. So I put on a 15-minute show there in Oshawa a year ago, and this time I felt like garbage after that extra 6, 7 pounds, and uh, we learned from it, move on from it, and get healthy, get the mind right, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're thinking that lightweight is probably the better weight category for you long term going forward in your career?
Yeah, 100%. Lightweight's a lot better. I feel stronger, faster, better mentally. Everything feels better at that weight. That extra 6 pounds makes a difference for people who know.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Just yeah, you got to do what's right for your career going forward and everything like that. And you know your body better than anyone, obviously. So it makes sense that you would kind of be looking at that in like a long term kind of way and all.
Yeah, definitely long term wise, stick to my weight class. That's for sure. We knew it was a high risk, high reward fight, and he's a dog, so I like the challenge anyways. But yeah, stick to my weight class from now on.
And I guess in this camp, are you finding yourself working with like the regular Rebel Alliance cast of characters and everything like that? Like I always know like James Clark and Justin Condi are big fixtures. I mean, even Gord with Are You Game Yet? Like I always kind of have him in that broader umbrella of the group and stuff like that. So you find yourself working with the usual cast of characters leading into this one here?
Yeah, every week I've been working with Gord, James, Condi, all of them. Uh, we got the young amateurs coming up now too, and they've been coming out to sparring as well, a shit ton, and those guys all make camp better. Just as a whole, our team is a lot stronger than it used to be, and yeah, working with everybody, Bruckman, Gordy, James, Joe, Condi, all of them every single week, and yeah, feeling good going into this one.
Yeah, for sure, man. Just such an amazing group of people. But you've also gotten in some great looks when you've, I guess, had cross training endeavors before too. Like I guess that Bang Tao trip you took circa like early last year and everything like that. And one of the things that I kind of referenced in our last interview was, I guess, like a post that was up where you were, I guess, getting in some rounds with Hamzat Chimaev. Like I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't get your thoughts on his championship winning effort against Dracus du Plessis kind of recently.
I never actually got to get rounds in with him, but he was there training while I was there, which was super sick. Yeah, his win was dominant performance. Some will say it's boring, this and that, but to go out there for 5 rounds and just smash a champion like that, hit that many strikes, like what a savage, right? So everybody's got to commend him on that. Just being able to see those guys train, it gives you a lot to come back home with and put into your own camps, right? So.
Yeah, for sure. And you'd kind of made a comment earlier talking about how the difference of a few pounds is something that can really be a meaningful factor in fights. And it's almost something that the fighters understand a lot more than, say, like, a fan might and everything like that, just because of your direct experience with it. I guess with that point about how maybe some people saw that Chimaev performance as boring, do you feel like that almost boils down to a similar thing? Like the fighters who are actively out here doing this, they understand how impressive a feat like that is versus like maybe someone who's coming from more of like a fan perspective and having a particular, I guess, idea of what constitutes entertainment, if that question makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. The regular fan doesn't even understand what it takes or the energy and it takes to hold the guy down like that, beat him up like that for 5 rounds. Um, like he was the champion, so it's you're fighting they're fighting the best guys in the world, and to be able to go in and just maul him pretty much for 5 rounds straight. Other than that last minute, I think it was where Duplessis had a couple opportunities, but yeah, it's crazy. That's a crazy performance, and it just shows what level he's at.
Yeah, I feel like even if people train in like a hobbyist kind of way, like I've dabbled a little bit over the years and just how I guess tiring wrestling is, like even to someone that you're working with that's in a cooperative kind of capacity, like you're just drilling stuff in a sense. It's like it's exhausting. So I mean, to do that to a champion fighter who obviously isn't going to be cooperative with your advances and stuff like that, I mean, just so incredible for sure.
Yeah, well put, man. Yeah, 100%. The average fan couldn't even wrestle for a minute straight, so it shows how good he is and where his conditioning's at. Everything, right? His fight IQ, so much to it. But yeah, like you said, the average fan wouldn't even understand.
And I feel like you have such a great team behind you to, I guess, drive that similar kind of thing. Like I did a workout with Gord many years ago and just I don't know, my it did strange things to my body. It definitely pushed me in a very particular kind of way. And then you mentioned guys like, Justin Bruckman. I mean, someone who, fought guys like David Loiseau and George St. Pierre and fought in Shudo. Like it just seems like you have all those boxes checked off as far as like great elite level understanding of the technique, but that ability to, I guess, weaponize the pace and really have that deep gas tank and stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. I've been going to Gordy's for months straight now, every week, a few times a week. So the gas tank does feel great. You know what Gordy's is like a bit. So I'm sure you could understand what he's putting us fighters through. Having the experience level that we have and those guys believing in me is a big thing as well. Telling me, believing in me to go out and get the W and take these tough fights is huge, right? Like a guy like Bruckman believing in you, Joe, James, Condi, all them guys. It's big. It definitely motivates you, and it gives you what you need to walk in there and go and smash this guy. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess even within that, like, do you, I guess, foresee a particular way this fight with Avinash plays out on the 13th? Or is it kind of just like you're going into it like very adaptable and fluid and just kind of wherever the fight goes, you'll adapt accordingly? Or do you maybe have a particular idea of how you see this fight with Avinash wrapping up?
I won't spoil too much, but I definitely see him overextending, missing some shots in the beginning, and getting real tired, and then putting it on him. But I really want to showcase some striking, pick him apart a little bit on the feet, and then we can let the rest play out how it's going to play out. But I see a finish for sure. If I don't finish him early, I'm down to go 15 minutes as well. My gas tank feels great, so prepared for whatever, man. He likes to throw those heavy hands, but he misses a lot of the shots that he throws. So we're looking to make him miss, make pay.
Yeah, and he definitely has a curious resume for sure. I mean, a couple of fights with current UFC contracted athlete Siri City, and he also fought Bobby Poulter, who's kind of preparing for his own massive fight where if he gets the W in that one, and I mean, really whoever wins that one would kind of get that distinction of the best welterweight in Canada. So just to serve the idea that fighting someone like this would seem to, be a good thing for your career at this point and stuff like that, just an opponent who's gotten some interesting looks in that kind of vein, I guess.
Yeah, like we were talking about the average MMA fan, stuff like that earlier. The average fan's going to look at his record and be like, it should be an easy win, this and that. But like you said, he's fought tough guys. He's fought guys in the UFC. But also, all the tough guys he's fought to, he's got worked by, and he's got finished by or got dominated by the whole entire fight. And also, those guys weren't who they are now. They've had years of training since then and stuff like that. But his last his last couple fights aren't that impressive, in my opinion. Um, to just stand there and get chopped up on the feet like that, I don't see I don't see him doing a lot.
Well, it's going to be an interesting fight, man. Definitely a contest that stood out on the card as I was kind of seeing BTC announce some of the different fights. And I do appreciate you making the time to talk today ahead of this fight, Blake. But I figured I'd also give you the floor in case you maybe had a final thought you wanted to add as we're kind of wrapping up here on MMA Canada.
Hey, thank you very much for having me. And no final thoughts. We'll let next Saturday play out how it plays out, and it'll speak for itself of where I stand in the lightweight division for MMA in Canada.
Yeah, it's always a good vibe getting to take in these fights by the falls and stuff like that. So yeah, looking forward to that battle of Lundy's Lane there on September 13th. And yeah, BTC 32, great to see that card fleshing out the way that it has. And yeah, like I was saying before, this Avinash Chowtee fight definitely was one of the ones that very much stood out. So looking forward to seeing how all of that plays out there with this event, Blake. But again, thanks so much for coming on MMA Canada today. All the best with the final tapering off stretches of the road heading into this fight and all that. And just yeah, you have a great rest of your day too, man. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You have a great day, man. Thanks for having me.